Hi everyone. I'm happy to welcome you all to the Zoho Creator Learning Table series for the month of January. I wish you a very happy new year. This is going to be the first session of the year. So, to say about this Learning Table series, this is a monthly free webinar which is usually conducted in the first week of the month. In this Learning Table series, we have taken this Learning Table series in a whole new direction in this new year. As you all know, Zoho Creator is used across multiple industries. What makes it interesting is not the industry themselves, it's how every feature helps you to enhance the working of that particular industry. So that's why we are moving this learning table series from industry based point to process based scenarios. So that's why in that flow this month we have taken the first topic for the month here as decision-centric business process. So to say about this decision-centric business process, in everyday's work scenario, there is a place where we need to pass the work and decide what should happen next. So that's the place where this decision-centric process plays a major role. So today we will discuss about how Zoho Creator can help you to design this particular decision-centric business process in a more automated way. So that's what we will be discussing in today's session. So before I move on into the next topic, let me just switch off my camera so that you can have a better visibility of my screen. So before I start the session, let me introduce myself. This is me Preeti Venkatesh and I'm going to be the trainer of today's session. And this is going to be the agenda with which I'll be taking you people throughout the session. First, I'll give a quick introduction about what is Zoho Creator and about the decision-centric business process. So how it is used in the day-to-day life and how Zoho Creator can enable it will be discussed as the next topic. And then in order to add more value to this decision-centric business process, we have taken a scenario called as discount request management. We will talk about how this discount request management decision can be designed with the help of the Zoho Creator platform and its features. And then we will see a live demonstration on the same. And also we'll discuss about beyond discounts where this particular decision-centric design can be made use of across industries. And finally, we will conclude the session by giving some key takeaways. So this is all about the agenda with which I'll be taking you people throughout the session. So if you have any questions or any doubts or any concerns in the left corner of your screen, you can get to see the questions tab. Please post your questions and queries in the tab. My co-trainers will be happy to answer them. So now let's start with the first topic of the day, introduction. So in this introduction, I'll give a quick overview about what is Zoho Creator because there might be some new people over here. So I'll give a quick introduction about this platform. So what is Zoho Creator? So as you all know, Zoho Creator is a low-code application development platform. So this is not only an application development platform, but it is a combination of, or it brings together application development, business intelligence, and you can create enhanced analytics, and you can perform seamless and smart integrations on a single click, and you can manage the entire process automations in a single click, and so on. All these things are placed within a single platform. This helps or enables the team to design and deliver a end-to-end business solution in more effectively and in more enhanced way. So basically, Zoho Creator is a low-code application development platform which helps us to do all these things on a all these things on a more quicker time. So this is all about the Zoho Creator platform. And now let's talk about the decision-centric business process, the topic of today's webinar. So what in the day-to-day life, every business process or across different industries, all the business process they perform are rarely straightforward. So there are some places where requests come and there will be some expectation that needs to be fulfilled in order for the request to be processed, or there might be some policy checks or rules checks should be considered or taken before processing that request, or we need to consider a risk factor before processing a request, and so on. So that is the place where team pause their work and frequently ask the questions like what should happen next, who should decide this particular consideration, or who should approve this particular request. So that is the place where decision centric process matters. In order to give you a clear example, a clear idea, let me take an example. So whenever a purchase order or purchase request is made, if the purchase request amount is low, it will be automatically approved and it will move to the next stage of the process. But let's say the purchase request amount is higher than a certain value, there comes the place where the decision needs to be taken, like it has to go into an approval, like a manager has to approve that particular amount, validate and check whether it is possible. So that is the place where decision centric process plays a major role. So, what makes a process more decision centric? Let's break it down to have a clear idea about how it can be designed with the Zoho Creator platform. A decision centric process always includes a request, like whenever a request for a purchase order or like let's say a leave request. So, whenever a request is raised, that is the place where this decision centric process is triggered. And once the request is received, then the request goes into the next stage, that is evaluation. So this is the place where the request will be evaluated, like it is eligible or it has any risk conditions, or those things will be evaluated. Once the evaluation is done, then it goes into the decision. So this decision is the place where the approval or rejection of that particular request will be handled. Once the decision is done, the final outcome will be monitored and the necessary action will be taken. So this is how the decision-centric business process usually works. In order to have a clear picture, let me give a scenario in order to understand this. Let's take a simple employee asset request as an example. Whenever an employee submits an asset request, like is requesting for a laptop or a mobile phone, obviously this particular decision centric business process will be triggered. So once the request is submitted, it goes into the evaluation, where the eligibility of the employee or the budget provided for the employee, all those things will be taken into consideration and the evaluation will be happened. If the eligibility and the budget is the evaluation is going to be true, we can automatically approve it, or we can go into the approval process, where the manager will just check the evaluation and the request submitted by the employee, and he will be deciding whether to approve the request or to reject the request. Once the manager approved the request, then it goes into the final outcome, where the necessary action will be taken care of. Let's say the manager has approved this particular employee request. Then we have to perform the necessary action, like I'll be providing the asset to the employee. If the manager has rejected it, I'll notify the employee about the reason for the rejection. So this process is going to be common or repeated across different industries and departments. Now let's discuss about how Zoho Creator can enable this particular decision-centric business process. So we will learn how to design a automation for this decision-centric business process with the help of the Zoho Creator features. So in Zoho Creator, let's create a mechanism. So whenever a request is submitted, we have to control the overall design or progress of that particular request. Like from the request is submitted, we have to move to the next stage, that is evaluation. Once the evaluation is done, then we have to decide. So this is going to be an flow or a progress that needs to be controlled. We can control that progress with the help of the Zoho Creator feature. And also we can decide who can act and who should approve, or when he has to approve, all those things within this Zoho Creator platform. In order to manage these first two steps, we have a feature called as Blueprint. That helps us to control the entire progress of your request that has been submitted by the employee. And the third step is introducing the approvals only when required. So once the submission is done from the employees, and then it has to go to the approval. In order to process this, we have a feature called as approval workflow. With the approval workflow feature, we can manage this approval in a very easier or automated way. And finally, we'll capture the outcome clearly, and according to that, we can process it further. So, Zoho Creator provides a mechanism to control the progress of your decision request. It helps us to decide who can act and when can act. And it can also introduce approvals when required, and we can capture and do the necessary action as an outcome. So, what are the features that helps us to perform this mechanism? So, the first feature is blueprint, as I said earlier. Blueprint helps us to govern the entire decision progress or entire flow on a single click. And the next feature is approval workflow. In order to make the decision, or in order to make an manager's approval or rejection, we can make use of the approval workflow that helps us to introduce the human judgment or decision to your particular request. And in order to enhance this particular decisions and the business process in more effectively, we can also include AI agent along with this blueprint and the approval workflow. AI agent helps us to support the evaluation with its intelligence. That is, in the evaluation step, instead of doing it manually, we can just create an AI agent, or we can just make use of the AI agent feature that helps us to automatically evaluate the data provided to it, and gives us with an recommendation whether we can approve or reject it. So these three features together helps us to design a more automated decision centric business process. So what we will do is, we will discuss in detail about each and every feature I discussed in this particular slide, and then we have taken a scenario in order to explain you how these features plays a major role in order to design this particular business process. So what is blueprint? Blueprint is nothing but it defines how a process moves from one decision to the next. That is, from one stage to the another stage. For example, a request is submitted. That is a stage. And next it has to move into evaluation stage. And then it has to move into decision stage. So these stages can be processed with the help of this blueprint feature. The blueprint consists of components such as a stage and a transition. Stage is nothing but whenever a request is submitted, that is a stage. Whenever evaluation needs to be done, that is a stage. In between the request and the evaluation, there will be an action that needs to be done in order for this process to be moved from one stage to another. That action is called as the transition. In the transition itself, blueprint consists of two types of transition. One is common transition and another is the parallel transition. When you talk about common transition, if you want to perform this particular transition action across different stages, then you can make use of this common transition. And then we have the parallel transition. In certain places, we need to perform two different actions parallelly in order for this particular blueprint to move from one stage to the another stage. So those are the places where we can make use of this parallel transition. With the help of these blueprint components, we can manage the overall progress of your decision request. In order to add more points to it, so blueprint does not decide the outcome, but it ensures when the decision should be happen, what should be the correct order for the decision to be happen. So let me explain it with an example. So let's take a leave request. Whenever an employee submits a leave request, it has to go into the manager's review. Once the manager review is done, either the approval or the rejection status will be updated, right? So here, submission is a stage, manager reviews the second stage. In between them, there will be an action that will be happening, that is the transition. Here, the decision process cannot skip one stage as well, because without submission, manager cannot review. Without manager's review, we cannot get the status of approval or rejection. So there should be an order in which the decision progress should be taken care of. So we can manage that order as well within this blueprint feature that is available on the Zoho Creator platform. And the next feature we are going to discuss is the approval workflow. So, approval workflow introduces human judgment into your process. That is a decision into your process that you have taken. So, with this approval workflow, we can configure multiple levels of approval within a single process. For example, let's take the same leave request. In the leave request, whenever an employee submits a leave request, if it goes before it goes into the manager's review, so there might be some progress we can do. If the leave request is for a single day, then we can auto approve it. If it is for multiple days, like for a week or for a month, then it has to go into multiple levels of approval. First, it goes into the manager's approval, then it has to go into the HR's approval. So we can include multiple levels of approval with the help of this approval workflow. And also, each and every level can contains one or more approvers. So here, approvers can be anyone. It can be an user, or it can be any role like a manager or a CEO or a HR, or it can be any field-based users who can either approve or deny the record that has been sent for this approval process. And once or after the approval or rejection is done, you can define the action to be executed depending upon the status of that particular leave request. So this is one of the feature that plays a major role in this particular decision-centric business process. So how do you think it helps or enhances this decision-centric design? So approvals ensures that important decisions are honed and not automatically automated blindly. So, in order to give an justification for this statement, let me take an example. So, whenever an expense claim is raised, if the claim amount is under a certain amount, for example, let's say the expense is under 5,000. So, it's going to be a minimal amount, so we can auto approve it. Let's say if the expense is above a certain threshold, like it is above 5,000, it has to go into the manager's approval or a certain hierarchical approval. So that is the place where this particular approval workflow plays a major role in this particular decision-centric design. So this is the second feature that we'll be using within our business process. And the third feature is AI agent. So AI agent, as you all know, it supports better decision making with intelligence. In order to configure an AI agent within your Zoho Creator platform, we need to follow a certain steps. The first step is we need to define the behavior of the AI agent in a very simple language. That is, we need to give instruction to the AI agent like, I'll be giving you this data. Please process this data and provide me a recommendation. I'll give you a leave request data. Please process this data and let me know whether the leave can be given or not. If not, give me a reason. So we can just give instruction to the AI agent what it has to do. In order to support that particular instruction, we need to give a tool to the AI agent. That is the data to the AI agent. In order to associate a tool to the AI agent, we can make use of the deluge function. Within the deluge function, we can give the data of the employee who has requested for the leave along with the leave request information to the AI agent. And this, with this help of this deluge function, AI agent will process the instruction and gives us an outcome. So, and finally, once the instruction is given and the necessary tools are given, it gives us with an endpoint URL. Within that endpoint URL only, the recommendation output will be available. We can make use of this endpoint URL within your Zoho Creator platform, and we can invoke that in order to get the output provided by this particular AI agent. So this is how AI agent works in the Zoho Creator platform. So what it does in this decision-centric design? So AI agent informs the decision, like it gives us a recommendation with the reasoning whether this can be approved or rejected. And the final output will be taken only by the human. That is the with the help of the approval workflow. So in order to justify my statement, let me give an example. Let's take this discount request as an example. Whenever a discount request is created, so depending upon certain criteria like the request percentage or the total amount for which the discount needs to be provided, and about the customer's information, depending on these criteria, we can ask the AI agent to justify whether this discount percentage can be provided to that particular customer or not. So this is the place where AI agent plays a vital role in our decision centric design. So now we have a clear idea about how these three features work and how these three features play a major role in the decision centric business process, right? Or decision centric design that we are going to build. So now what we will do is we will take a scenario called as discount request management, and within the scenario we will learn how these three features can help us to design a common decision centric design which can be used across different industries. So this discount request management is going to be very common whenever a discount request is raised by either it can be in sales executive or a sales executive or a customer. Let's take the sales executive. Whenever a discount request is raised by the sales executive can create a discount percentage and evaluate the discount percentage with the help of the AI agent. So it can just get the recommendation from the AI agent that whether the discount can be provided to the customer or not. The AI agent will give us an output, right? It gives a recommendation that this can be approved and the percentage can be given to that particular customer. And once it gives the recommendation, the sales executive will send that particular discount request for the approval. Either he can do it in this way or he can directly send that request to the approval as well. Now, the approval process or the decision process will take place. Now we have a request, the evaluation has been made by the AI agent, and it goes into the next step, that is the decision. So, if in order to decide, we have to go into this approval process. The final outcome of the approval process, if it is positive, that is the discount request is approved, then the discount activation will be done and the customer will be notified about the discount activation. Let's say if the discount approval is rejected, the sales executive will get notified about the rejection and he process it according to the rejection reason. So now we have a clear flow. So whenever a discount request is created, it goes into evaluation, which is done with the here recommendation, and then it goes into the approval workflow. Once it is approved, the discount will be activated. So this matches our common decisions process. Like we have a request, we have done the evaluation, and then we have the decision with the approval, and finally we have the outcome. Right. So it matches our common decision centric business process. So now let's talk about what other features can be used within this particular flow. In order to manage the entire flow from request till outcome, we can make use of the blueprint feature that is available as discussed earlier. And in order to do an automated evaluation, we can make use of the AI agent, which helps us to get a better recommendation depending on the discount request percentage. And for in order to make the decision, we can make use of the approval workflow which is available. This helps us to provide a better outcome depending upon the approval status. So this is all about the discount request management we have designed and will be discussing in the next step, that is live demonstration. So in this live demonstration, what I will do is I'll walk you through the discount request management application and how the blueprint is built and how it will be managed within the final output. So this is the application I was talking about, and we have named this application as discount. So in this particular discount application, we have certain informations like the customer's information, product information, and the deals information. So this is the place where we'll be managing this particular discount request management process. So we have the deal information, right? So whenever a deal is created, it goes into certain process like decision discount will be provided by the sales executive, and it goes into the approval, and we'll be getting the AI recommendation. Depending upon that, we'll process the particular order. In order to have a better clarity, let me try to create a new deal and show you how it works. So let me try to create a new deal. I'll give an deal ID, the date of the deal, and I'll choose a customer. The customer here will be automatically fetched from this particular customer details that we have stored automatically. So in order to get the customer details, we are getting the registration date of the customer, name, customer's tier, and other informations like their industry and their personal details. And similarly, we have the product details module where you'll be getting the product information, like the products that are sold within this particular application. So you'll be getting the product name, product code, price of the product, category, and the store quantity, which is stored within this particular product report. Let me zoom this a bit. And next comes the deal. That is the place where the customers will be placing or creating a deal. So let me try to create a deal depending upon the data we have. I'll give the deal date, and let me choose a customer. The customer's tier will be automatically populated, and then we have the items from the products module. What are the items this particular customer is going to purchase? And let's say they are going to purchase coffee maker, 10 quantity. Automatically the unit price of the coffee maker will be fetched, and the subtotal will be calculated and total will be calculated. This is done with the help of the form workflows which is available in the Zoho Creator platform. Now let me go into the offers chart. Let's say they want the same 10. So now you can get to see they have ordered 2 products, and the total amount is going to be around 84,000 something, and this is going to be the deal. And next comes the important step, that is discount. So if this particular customer wants a discount, he can simply check this box and say that he needs a discount for this particular amount. So once he submits the data, the sales executive will be notified about the discount request made by this particular customer. So once he receives this information, this is the place where we'll be making use of the features that we discussed. First, we'll be starting with the blueprint stage. So before I explain you how the blueprint works, let me explain you what are the things that are available within this blueprint feature I'm going to talk. So in order to do that, I'm just going to the edit mode of my application, which I've opened it in a new tab. In this edit mode, under workflow, we have the blueprint option. So with this blueprint only, I'm going to manage the entire life cycle of this particular discount or the deal. So let me open this blueprint. So in this blueprint, let it open. In this blueprint, you can get to see white boxes, right? These are the stages, like from one stage to the another stage, or those are the milestones that needs to be achieved in order for this blueprint to be completed. And the gray boxes are going to be the transitions or actions that will be happening in between these two stages. So the first stage is deal receipt. The user has submitted the deal. And the next stage is we have to check for the discount. So we have an transition called as check for the discount. The sales execute can in order for the transition to work smoothly, we have an option called as what should happen before transition, what should happen during transition, and what should happen after transition. In the before transition, you can select who can perform this particular check discount option. For example, I want only the sales executive to check for the discount. So what this check discount does in essence, it goes into this particular discount field and check whether this discount is true or false. If it is true, it goes into the next transition, that is create the discount request. You can get to see if the need discount is equal to true, you have to create a discount. We are just notifying the sales executive to create the discount request. If this particular need for discount is false, we are just asking the sales executive to move to the order dispatch, and you can deliver and close the deal of this particular customer. So this is how we are segregating two different transition with the help of the condition or the criteria that is available in the before transition. Now let's say the user needs the discount, then it goes into the create discount. During this create discount transition, I'll be asking the sales executive to update the discount request percentage and the reason for the discount. So once he updates it after the transition, I'll be changing the status of this discount request to be discount approval status to be discount has been requested or the discount approval is pending. So this is how the discount request is created, and the blueprint moves from discount check stage to discount request created stage. So once the discount request is created, the sales executive has to send this request to the approval, right? So between this discount request and the send for approval, the sales executive can perform two different transitions. The first transition is get recommendation. So this is the place where we will be asking the AI agent to evaluate the discount percent and provides, depending upon certain criteria, and provides a suggestion whether this discount can be approved or rejected. Once you get the recommendation, you will be sending that discount for the approval, and once it is approved, the other process is going to be the same. So here you can get to see I'm performing two different transitions in the same blueprint, which is called as the parallel transition. And again, we have something called as cancel deal. So this is going to be common for all the stages. You can get to see the green lines, right? This is called as the common transition. At any stage, you can cancel the deal if the customer wants to cancel it. So this is all about the blueprint stage that we have, blueprint process that we have created. Now let's discuss in detail about how this thing helps us to manage the discount request. So the first step is the sales executive will be checking whether the discount is requested by the customer or not. You can simply click on this transition. You can get to see, since the need for discount is true, it is moved to create discount transition, and the blueprint stage has been moved to discount check is completed. So next step is you will be creating a discount request by giving a certain percentage and the reason for the discount. So I'm just giving a random discount percentage and the reason for the discount to be year-end discount. Once I update it, it will be moving from a discount request to send for approval stage. I mean, it will be moving from discount check stage to discount request stage because the discount request has been created just now. So you can get to see he has requested for a 50% discount and the reason for the discount is given, and the action that is the discount approval status is pending. And the next transition is before moving from discount request to send for approval stage, you can perform two different transition. One is you can get the recommendation from the AI. Once you get the recommendation, depending upon the evaluation the AI is making, you can send it for the approval. So now let's talk about what is written behind this particular get recommendation. So let me just duplicate this particular slide and go to the dashboard of my Zoho Creator. That is the place where you will be creating the AI agent. And this is my Zoho Creator dashboard. And the left side of my screen, I can get to see microservices. And under microservices, I have the AI models. This is the place where I have created the AI agent that gives us the recommendation about the discount that has been provided by the sales executive. So this is, let me just edit this and show you what is the instruction I have given this AI agent with. So I've given an instruction to the AI agent that I'll be giving you the discount percentage, deal value, and the customer tier. Depending upon these details, analyze them and provide me a recommendation whether the discount can be approved or rejected, reason for the rejection or approval, and if it is rejected, what type of discount I can give in order for it to get approved. So these are the output this AI agent should provide me with. So this is what the sales executive do. Depending upon the output, you can just process it further. In order to support this instruction, I have given a tool called as discount risk evaluation tool. So we have written a deluge function. Let me show you where the deluge function is written. under the functions, we have written a function called as evaluation discount risk. So this is nothing but it provides the AI agent with the necessary information like the discount percentage, discount reason, discount value, and the customer tier. Depending upon these data only, these data only, I'm just asking the AI agent to give me a particular output. So this is how we have created the AI agent. Once I clicked on it, you can get to see the endpoint URL is generated by this AI agent. So in order to use this AI agent within your Zoho Creator platform, we need to invoke this agent, for which we have written a function called as invoke the AI agent. We will just give the endpoint URL provided by this agent, and we'll just return this AI response, that is the output the agent is going to provide us with. And we have called this particular invoke URL function into our blueprint stage. So once the sales executive clicks this particular transition, the deluge function will be triggered, and we are storing this invoke AI agent's output into a field called as AI recommendation. So depending upon that recommendation, the particular sales executive can process this discount request. Let me go over here and let me click on get recommendation. It goes and hits the AI agent, and the AI agent evaluates the information provided to it and provides us with a recommendation. Let it load. Once we get a recommendation, then the sales executive will send that particular discount request he created for the approval. Let me refresh the screen. Let me do this once again. Yeah, you can get to see AI agent is providing us with a recommendation. Like it is recommending that this particular discount will be approved because for this particular amount and the customer tier is 1 and 50% discount is reasonable and no discount suggestion. And in the next in the next record, you can get to in the old record, you can get to see this particular AI agent has requested the sales executive that this particular discount will be rejected, and it gave a reason for the rejection, and also it gave a suggestion like instead of 60% discount, please provide a 15% discount, then this particular discount will be approved. So depending upon the AI agents, let me zoom out. Depending upon this AI agent's recommendation, he will be processing this discount request further. So the sales executive has got the AI recommendation, then he'll be send that send this discount request for the approval, where you'll be clicking on send for approval transition. During this transition, I'll be opening a form and I'll be submitting this discount request for the approval. So if you wants to change the discount percentage depending upon the recommendation, you can change it from here. And also is sending the AI recommendation as well to the particular approver so that he can refer this as well as a reference. So once he submits the particular discount request, the sales executive, I mean the sales manager will get notified about the approval he has got. So you have an approval or action pending to be reviewed. Please review and give an output. Once you click on it, you can get to see the detailed information about the discount approval request submitted by the sales executive. He goes to the request, and if he is okay with the request, he can either approve or reject it. Let's say he is going to approve it. Let me just give a command called as approved, and let me approve it. So once the particular discount request is approved, so it moves from the sent approval stage, discount request stage to the sent approval stage. So let me go and refresh my deal form. You can get to see the discount approval status was pending in the previous record, right? So now it has been changed to approved, and the blueprint stage has been moved from, it has been moved from discount requested to send for approval. So once the approval status is changed, you can just dispatch the order. And once the order is changed, you can just deliver, the sales executive can deliver the order and make the deal to be closed. Now we can get to see order status has been changed to completed. So now the entire blueprint process has helped us to manage the overall life cycle of this particular deal. And within this, we have made use of this AI agent and the approval workflow. So this is the approval workflow which we have named it as discount approval. Whenever a discount request was submitted, the approval will get notified about it, and once the approval is done, we are changing the status of the approval to be approved. Once it is rejected, we will change the status to be rejected. And this is how the decision centric business process can be automated with these three features that is available within the Zoho Creator platform. Not only for the discount request management. So this particular design can be used across many different processes. Beyond discount, we can make use of this process for design for the expense on the purchase request, for example. So the flow is going to be the same. We'll receive a expense or purchase request. This purchase request will go into the evaluation where the purchase request amount, category, and policy limits will be evaluated. So once the evaluation is done, then it can go into the decision where the auto approval or manager's approval will be done. Once the decision is done, we will be storing the outcome. Either it can be approved, rejected, or we can send it for more better clarification. So you can get to see the flow or the design is going to be the same. Only the rules that will be followed in this expense and purchase request differs from the discount request management. Let's take another example, vendor onboarding. So whenever a vendor onboarding is initiated, it goes into evaluation like complaints check or discount document validation. All those things has to be evaluated. So once the evaluation is done, then it goes into the decision where the procurement or legal approval will be taken care of. Once the approval or rejection is done, then the outcome will be stored. Either the vendor is approved, rejected, or flagged for review. The status will be updated depending upon the decision submitted by this particular approval. So this is one scenario. Let's take one more scenario, HR and IT access. Similarly, whenever an access request is raised by an employee, it goes into the evaluation. In this evaluation, we'll be checking the employee's role, employee's department, the security rules, so on. So depending upon the evaluation outcomes, it goes into the either HR or the IT approval. Once the approval is done, either he'll be accessing the grant, we'll provide a limited access, or we'll deny the request access itself. So you can get to see in all the other scenarios I discussed, the design or the flow is going to be same for all the decision-centric business process. Only the rules or the evaluation criteria or the decision criteria is changing for each and every process that we discussed. So we can make use of the same design that we created for the discount request management across different places wherever the decision-centric business process is involved. So this is all about the decision-centric business process. And we have one more example like marketing or content review. So whenever a content review is submitted, again it goes into the evaluation where the brand, the messaging of that particular content or compliance check of the text that is available, everything will be evaluated and it goes into the decision where the marketing or legal approval is done and it goes into the publishing. So again, it's going to be the pretty same. So this is all about the decision-centric business process that is designed with Zoho Creator as been discussed. So let me give some key takeaways before we conclude this particular session for the day. So many business processes revolve around these decisions. Almost all the industries or all the process that you take, there will be a place where this decision-centric business process is involved. So whatever the place it can be, we can make use of this same design that we created in the Zoho Creator to automate that particular decision process. And Zoho Creator supports a structured decision handling with the help of this blueprint feature. And then we have also combined the approval workflow and the intelligence of the AI agents to make this decision process work more enhanced way and more effectively. So, and the same model is applied across the different teams or industries wherever the decision-centric business process comes into action. So this is all for the today's session. We have a clear idea about how the decision-centric process can be designed as a whole within the Zoho Creator platform and with the Zoho Creator features. So please try to make use of these certain design into any of the decision business process you have in your industry. So obviously it will fit in it. So this is all about today's session. So if you have any questions regarding today's session, please post it in the question tab. We are happy to answer them. So let me give some few of the upcoming live session details before I conclude this session. So this month we have taken the decision-centric business process for this learning table series, right? Similarly, for the next month learning table series, which is planned to be happening on February 5th, we'll come up with a different business process where we can make use of Zoho Creator features effectively in order to create a design for that particular process. And this learning table series is conducted in 3 different time zones. The first session will be on 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. IST. Second will be on the same day, 4 to 5 p.m. IST, and third will be on 9 to 10 p.m. IST, in order to match it for different regions. So whichever time is convenient for you, you can just scan the QR code or use the registration link available in the chat in order to register for the session. So if you have already registered, since it's a recurring session, you'll get notified. If you want any of your colleagues or friends to join this learning table series for the next month, you can give them these links to register. And similar to the learning table series, we have another session called as Creator Tech Connect series, where we'll be talking about all the technical concepts available in Zoho Creator and how it can be used within the platform. So this month, we have planned that Creator Tech Connect series to be happening on January 22nd. Again, this series has also been happening in the 3 different time zones. One is in the morning 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. IST, and second it's going to be 4 to 5 p.m. IST, and third session will be on 9 to 10 p.m. IST. You can either register for any of the session which is convenient for you. Again, the registration link will also be available in the chat. You can share it if you want to share it with your colleagues or friends. So by this, we came to the end of today's session. If you have any questions, please post it in the question tab. I'll be leaving the session open for next few minutes. We'll be just closing the session for the day. So if you have any questions post the session, please write to training@zohocreator.com, or if you have any technical questions, please try to support@zohocreator.com. We will help you from there. Thank you so much for attending the first session of the year. We'll meet again in the next month with the next new business process. Thank you so much. I'm just closing the session for the day.